is Becky. I'm back with another process video. Today I'm going to be using this sketch by Creative Scrappers for my layout, and I'm also going to be using some scraps. My background is just going to be a piece of white, which is actually the backside of a piece of paper, pattern paper that is in one of the 12 by 12 paper pads. I just used the white side. This is a 9 by 12 layout. This first piece of paper I'm cutting up right here, I'm cutting some strips out of, is a Felicity Jane paper. And I am going to use the border of it with the scallops. So I'm going to use the white with the yellow scallops on it. And I do use another strip of just the yellow. This one right here is a Page Evans, and I use a few strips of this. And then I am going to pull out another piece that is, I think it's a pink piece. And I believe this is a Maggie Holmes paper. These were all in my scrap box. I have been going, my scrap bin, I think I showed you guys, actually I know I had a video where I showed, I had gotten these racks that, they're rolling racks, and they have drawers that are like 13 by 13 in them. One of those whole drawers of one of these rolling racks is just filled up with nothing but scraps. So I've been trying to use them, toss them, something. I do not want scraps more than that one drawer, and that's even a lot in my opinion. So I was trying to use some of the ones that were my favorites, and these are a few of the ones that made it. Alright, so I'm going to use these three papers. There's pictures. There's 2 photos of Jem and 1 photo of a ton of food. We had went to this restaurant when we were in Lisbon. It was called The Great American Disaster. Here's the title I'm putting down right there. The Great Disaster is a font by Pink Fresh Studio. It's the Felicity font, and the American is Thickers, and it's the Charming font, which I did not show you in the video, and I'm sorry about that. Anyways, so we went to this restaurant, and it was like this diners feel, like a 50s diners, and the waitress had one of those cute little diner uniforms on, and it was just really cute. And it was called The Great American Disaster is the name of the restaurant. And the food was disgusting. We ordered like all sorts of things you would get at an American diner, right? The burgers, the french fries, there was the pizza, just a bunch of stuff. And it was all really, really gross. But I love the place so much, I would totally go back there. I just like the ambiance of it. It even had like pink and teal bar stools that set up at a counter so you can sit at the counter. And so it was just the cutest thing. I loved it. And it was kind of like on the second floor of a building, so you kind of overlooked a street. It was just neat. I liked the place. Their food was horrible. But I did like the place. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put my strips down right here. And I'm trying to use I'm using my T-square ruler to make them straight-ish. I am going to pull out my sewing machine and do some stitching through some of the stitches, or through some of the strips. I used some straight stitching, and I also used some zigzag stitching. I am sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my words these past few weeks. This is ridiculous. Since these are scraps that I'm using, I pull out some of my iris containers that you are not going to see. In the 4x6 iris containers, I keep assorted embellishments. There's different containers per color. So I pull out my black container, pink, and yellow container, and I pull some pieces out of it. Here is just a piece of Maggie Holmes, the special, the $2 price right there. It's one of her embellishments, and underneath it was a pinked circle that I sorry about that, man. Okay, it's a pinked circle that I had apparently cut out of a pattern paper at some point, probably used them on a previous layout or something, and had some extras and threw them in the pink box. This little cluster I'm building right there, there's this black and white arrow, there's this sticker right here, it looks like a ticket. That's probably a Maggie Holmes, I'm not sure though. There's this little word strip that says awesome. That ticket said something under the awesome, but then it said together. And then to match this pinked circle, I did cut out another pinked circle out of that Felicity Jane yellow paper and inked it. There's this ginormous flare badge. I think that might be from Fancy Pants, but I don't know because it was in my black container. And then I'm going to put another cluster up at the top. I do use another one of those pinked circles right there that was in the pink box, and a piece of chipboard. Don't know where this chipboard comes from. It's like a little circle speech bubble, and it says it's a good day, and there's 2 holes in it that I am going to use thread on. If you can see down there next to the grate, I did sneak in a pink button, and up there back at the top I did put a piece of chipboard down. It says enjoy on it. That I think is from that barista collection that I had. I do have quite a bit of chipboard left from that. I think I used up all the papers though, or at least most of the papers. So I'm going to put that down right there. Okay, you know what I did today? I totally binge watched these 2 YouTube channels, and they have nothing to do with crafts, but they both make me laugh so much. There's one, it's called Okie Mom, and one is called Heatherland. Now the Heatherland ones I've seen on Facebook before, which is why I looked on YouTube for her. Well, I found Okie Mom first, and then found the Heatherland one. They're so funny, and I'm going to link those below in case you just want to have a good laugh for some reason. I sat there and watched and or listened to them all today. It was so fun. All right, so I did draw some lines here using my T-square ruler. That is where my journaling is going to be. I did pull out my foam pad. I am going to punch the holes for my button and also that chipboard piece, and I am going to thread them with some crochet thread. I am using binder's needles for that just because the eye is a little bit bigger, and also they were sitting on my desk. I do pull out my Kiritaki watercolors again, and I'm just going to use some black and just give that a generous splatter on the page. And I am going to use a paper towel to soak up a little bit of the excess. I do make a mess as per usual because that's what I do. After I do that, guys, I don't do anything else to this layout. So again, I'm going to link Okie Mama and Heatherland down below, and have yourself a laugh. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.